Hey everyone, how you all doing? Welcome to the Isabella Banks YouTube channel. It's your girl Wheezy here, and as always, it's lovely to be here with you this evening. Guys, have you seen Sophie's response to Prince Harry and Princess's resignation statement from goodness me, if you ask me, it's just so freaking disrespectful. All right, let's look at it together. So it says, led by the mission, it's the incredible teams on the ground, our staff and local partners who bring our mission to life every day, working alongside the children and people we serve. While trustees are key for governance and regulation, and patrons, especially founders, are an honor to have. It's the people in the field who are advancing the work no matter what. Our commitment to supporting youth in Southern Africa with better health, stronger livelihoods, and climate resilience remains as strong as ever. The work continues because they deserve nothing less. My goodness, as I said, so disrespectful. All right. So, since this statement dropped, there's been a lot of information floating around the ether, some suggesting that Sophie was placed within Centre Bale to carry out a hostile takeover. Let's talk about that. All right. So, looking at this, which is Sophie Chanduka's, let's look at the entries which were on the page before it was edited earlier today. It says, since qualification, Chanduka has worked on a number of high profile transactions, including the attempted hostile takeover of the London Stock Exchange Group by the Macquarie Group, the acquisition of the Body Shop by L'Oreal, Nike, Inc.'s acquisition of Umbro, and the initial public offering of Ferrexpo as the first Ukrainian company to be listed on the London Stock Exchange. And of course, with that, alarm bells ring louder than the bells in the most famous British cathedral. All right. And more tellingly, on the right, the new entry says, in 2025, Prince Harry and Princess So resigned as patrons of the charity Centre Ballet following Chanduka's own refusal to resign as chair. This came after the resignation of all other trustees for the same reason. Chanduka sued the charity and reported it to the Charity Commission, stating that she had blown the whistle about poor governance, weak executive management, abuse of power, bullying, harassment, misogynoir, and the cover up that ensued. Hmm. This could turn out to be an epic battle because if we are judging by the photographs we've seen come out from when Harry and Sophie have to attend an event together, it means that Sophie was in Harry's close circle. I hope that the exposure to her was not that bad and she doesn't know important information about how he runs his life and his other businesses. That's all I can hope for. This must really feel to Harry like a betrayal, a stab in the back. Anyway, the fact that she thought to include Harry in her battle against the Board of Trustees is very telling. She was probably expecting that Harry would stand up for her. I don't know why she thought that would be the case, but um, this seems to be what she's displaying. In a way, I'm kind of glad that this has happened because it has flushed her out as a hidden up. But for the love of all that is holy, this is such a shame. And the way she's handling the conflict is even more shameful. Now, let's talk about our Lady Duchess, shall we? She has been busy, hasn't she? The British media are practically choking on their crumpets over her latest move and they can't seem to catch up anyway. First, we got the surprise drop of Shop My Closet, and then boom, the trailer for Confessions of a Female Founder hit. And just before they could catch their breath, a video from her and Gwyneth Paltrow debunking the supposed feud rumors dropped as well. And let me tell you, it's a glorious time to be alive. Love it. You know that feeling when you're praying for someone's breakthrough and it finally comes through? It's lovely, it's glorious, it's such a relief. Megan has been crawling through the media's mud and now she's sashaying through the light at the end of the tunnel. And not just any light, it's a full on Super Bowl halftime light show. And that dirty Sophie will not stop it no matter what she tries. I think she was kind of like a sleeper agent that has been placed within Center Ballet for to be activated at the right time. Because think about it, why is it now that Megan is launching her various businesses as an entrepreneur that all this news about Sophie and Center Ballet is coming out? So obviously, she was planted there to create conflict and force Prince Harry out. And she has achieved her goal. I think Prince Harry needs to do what Meghan is doing at the moment at some point, which is to directly debunk negative narratives which arise as a result of the conflict within St. Ballet and all the other news that the British media tend to come up with. I said back in the day, I think I was on somebody's YouTube channel, and I said that Harry and Meghan need to have a show where they discuss the various headlines and directly discuss or indirectly discuss those that are true and those that are not true. But of course, that would be overexposure for them. But something like what Meghan has just done is brilliant because now they have completely nuked that narrative that Meghan and Gwyneth Paltrow are beefing with a less than 1 minute video. Amazing. Anyway, back to Megan's shop my closet launch. Megan basically said, "You are not going to make any money off my name going forward. If there's any money to be made, I will make it myself. Thank you very much." The British media are clearly pressed and they're struggling. They don't want Meghan to make money off her name. They want to be the ones to make money off her name. And Meghan is saying no. They're not eating well lately. The royals are out here giving them bland leftovers, but Meghan is serving Michelin star level headlines. The envy must be driving them nuts. Now, speaking of media antics, let's get into this morning's show interview. I was so excited to see this interview come up in relation to this Graydon Carter character. So there they were trying to stir up drama, bringing on a representative to spill some Meghan slander on behalf of former Vanity Fair editor Graydon Carter. Plot twist. The lady host was not having it. She shut it down quicker than I close my fridge when I remember I'm on a diet. You could practically see the guides on set recalculating in real time. They thought they were in for a Megan bashing bonanza, but instead they got a reality check. It was like watching someone get caught mid gossip and then trying to play it off like, I was just trying to clear my throat. Sir, we see you. Anyway, guys, before we continue, if this is your first time on this channel, please hit the subscribe button, the like button, and leave a comment or two in the comment section. If you have visited before and you haven't yet subscribed, let today be the day you decide to subscribe. For all those who have been rocking with me from the beginning, thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section and also the like button. And can we talk about this Graydon Carter for a second? Sir, you're pushing 70 and you're choosing gossipy violence? I don't understand. At what age do we show maturity in this generation? He has been talking negatively about Harry and Meghan for the longest time. In 2023, he predicted that Harry and Meghan's marriage won't last but a few years. And now here he is again, still bitter like an unsweetened iced tea. But plot twist number two, Turns out he's got a memoir dropping. So now we get it, right? The hate train isn't just for nothing, not because he's trying to be loyal, but he's seen what all the other people who have jumped onto the hate train have seen, that it's a way to revive or promote whatever because Harry and Meghan's name draws the attention. So it's a promotional campaign, in other words, for the sale of his new memoir. But anyway, the interesting part, as I said, was that the American hosts weren't buying it. Even the men who were gearing up for a good old Meghan pylon had to backtrack. The whole thing was like a failed coup. Love to see it. Listen to this.
Graydon Carter is his name, and he was for many years the executive editor of Vanity Fair, so he mixed in some pretty amazing circles and had a lot to do with a lot of big name stars. That famous cover there, way back when we first kind of got introduced to Meghan Markle, he's talked about that story and how he didn't really know who she was, he didn't even know what Suits was, but he decided to give her the cover because other people said, this is the woman who's going to be marrying Prince Harry. Get on board now. So they did, and they gave her that cover, but she wasn't happy. Meghan wasn't happy. But that's a shock because basically she said, I wanted the story to be much more about my philanthropic work and my charity work. And it became much more about Prince Harry. So if nothing else, it not only does it show she had an ego even back then, also shows she had no news sense either, because clearly the fact that she was marrying Prince Harry was the news story.
I'm sorry, I'm speaking out for Meghan here. I'm not buying for 1 minute that the editor of Vanity Fair wouldn't know who she was because she was dating Harry at the time. I'm not buying that. And so he uses her, puts her on the cover, and then comes out and blasts her. I don't like that.
No. I don't like it. If Kylie doesn't like it, I don't like it even more.
You know, come on.
Yeah, I mean, please. Really. Let's ban that guy from the show.
So it's the way her co-host turned on a dime. Like he was just waiting to hear what she was going to say, and then he would follow her direction and go off and in support of whatever she had to say. What was funny to me, but you could clearly see from the interviewee's face that he had much more to say. He would have had much more to say if they had agreed with his assessment that Meghan had an ego and she had no news sense. Meanwhile, across the pond, Jeremy Vine gave us another display of the British media's obsession with Meghan. Let's listen to this.
They're having a bit of a...
Meghan's merch.
Yeah, the Sun continues to hound Meghan. Why? Who knows? Basically, they're having a bit of they're just going crazy because she has launched a clothing brand, right? And at the same time, she's posted this picture on Instagram, a rare picture of her and her children. And then shortly after that, she's had this link to her shop. Who cares? Ooh. What are we saying here? What are we saying here? That this woman isn't allowed... Who are we saying this woman isn't allowed to sell stuff?
I think it's the link with the royal, though. Why not just give up the title?
Who cares? Leave her alone. She has married a prince.
Yeah. Well, but that's the point. She, on her own terms, she's been slightly disingenuous. I think people don't care that much, but they just find it irritating. Like when she tried to claim that she didn't know who Prince Harry was and was completely sideswiped. He was a prince. It's not the biggest issue on the planet right now.
In fairness, some of the merch is quite reasonable. I saw she had a Mac on it for 99p.
Was cheaper than your plastic bag, mate.
Did you?
Just 1 pence cheaper.
I should have bought the Mac. I should have wrapped my... It was, I think it was a Toasty Oz bun. Is it a Mac for... Have I misquoted that? It wasn't... Was it £99? But she had a handbag for £700, and I thought, oh, here we go. It's all exclusive stuff. But it wasn't all exclusive.
That they, we don't want to pay for them, and we don't want them to be costing us anything because they don't work for the royal families. Therefore, they should be out on their own. They are out on their own, and they're making money to support their family. And people are upset that they're doing that as well. So what are they meant to do?
I think it's when... Oh, now I sound like I'm bashing her, and I'm not. I don't... I think actually she's had a hard hand to play. However, when she was in that Love Meghan program, somebody called her Meghan Markle, and she said, "Excuse me, I'm not. That's just not successful."
Yes. She does play it terribly sometimes, but overall, I think she's just got so much hatred directed towards her by rags like the sun, and it isn't commensurate.
I don't understand where it all started. I wonder whether it was briefing against her and Harry when the other royals, William chiefly, panicked that their wedding was making them too popular.
Yeah,
I really think that's and it got out of control.
She was loved. Meghan Markle was loved for ages. There was all this speculation that William and Kate didn't.
I think that's possibly what happened.
So you see, even while they're trying to bash Meghan, then the actual truth comes out about the reason why they're bashing Meghan towards the end of the day. Because when someone dares to ask a reasonable question like, didn't you guys say you didn't want to pay for them and now you're mad that some they're trying to pay for themselves, then the hatred or the narrative supporting that hatred doesn't stand up to the questioning, and then the truth comes out behind that. And that's what makes me think actually maybe the tide might be turning. The hate isn't hitting like it used to. It's losing its grip more times than not nowadays. The truth is coming out still in small pockets in comparison, but still people are feeling bolder to be able to ask the questions in the public space that need to be asked, which will allow the truth to come out from behind it. People are asking questions, they're connecting the dots and voicing out how ridiculous this whole anti Meghan circus has become. More importantly, they're actually attributing the hate train to William and Kate, saying how William and Kate panicked because Harry and Meghan's wedding made them more popular than they anticipated that they would become. Wow, just for that to be said in the mainstream media nowadays is a huge deal. And yeah, I love it. Did you guys see that William has agreed to go on to Jeremy Clarkson's show? The same Jeremy Clarkson who said he wanted to see Meghan paraded through the town with lumps of doo doo being thrown at her. That's the show that William has decided that he's going to go on to. I'm sure he's making payment for the job that he asks Jeremy Clarkson to do. Anyway, even with this conflict which has risen in Central, it's still not hitting as hard as it would have done before now. But what do you guys think? Am I right or am I just dreaming or hoping or being unduly optimistic? Do you think the tide is turning? Tell me what you think in the comment section. And although today is not Tuesday, but yesterday the news was so hot that there was no time to do our activism for the week. So let's do it today. If you have not already done so, please head over to the IMDb website and rate with Love Megan because trust me, the Rangers are working overtime to tank those ratings and we need to balance the scales. We always think somebody else is going to do it, but the reality is not everyone is actually here to assist the Sussexes. Some people are just here for the drama. So if you feel able to do it, please go ahead and do it. If you want me to show you how to do it, leave a comment in the comment section. And the next time I do a video, I will include a breakdown of how to go ahead to do it. This is something that we should all do. At least if you can't buy anything from the Shop My Megan closet, because the items on there are kind of pricey, 400 and something, 700 and something. I think the cheapest thing I saw on there was a Mac coat for $99. And I've already got a Mac coat, so I don't need one of those. But this is the cheapest thing that we can do for Harry and Meghan. We can see the opposition. It's crazy. They obviously need help. I laugh at those people who continue to say Harry and Meghan are fine, they don't need anybody's help. Because the assumption is because they are wealthy and privileged that they don't need assistance. You only have to look at what has just happened with Sensibale to realize that actually they do need help. And I know that we've all got stuff on our plates, But imagine if we paid this kind of good karma out, we would be expecting to get good karma back in return. So let's not let these crazy people win over the goodness that Harry and Meghan are trying to bring into this world. All right, guys, that's all I have for this evening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my updates. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, this is Wheezy signing off. Peace.